Thank you for joining us on This Week in Erie. We're here talking about all things the Jefferson Global Summit. We're talking week 3. Last week we discussed week 2, which is a huge week, but now we're looking at week 3. And Ben Spagan is joining us again, Vice President of the Jefferson Educational Society. So Ben, week 3, a huge week too.
It's the biggest week, Jill, and again, thank you for having me here. Always appreciate the opportunity to talk about this and be here with you. We have 12 events total, 7 down, 5 to go for week 3, so we're really excited. The first 2 weeks have been phenomenal, several sold-out events. One of our presenters, Dr. Patricia Glibbert, authored a report on her very subject that's now available to everybody in Erie, free at the Jefferson and online at our website, jeserie.org. We had Niall Gardner, the nation's leading Brexit scholar, here just the day after news was released that Prime Minister Boris Johnson secured the votes in Parliament to take a vote back to the people in December, so we were able to talk about that. And week 2 has just been fantastic. Closing out week 1, actually, we had Avi Loeb talking about extraterrestrial life, fascinating topic. But we had Chuck Hagel and Tom Ridge in dialogue with each other at Gannon University. Sean Spicer, also at Gannon University. George Will, also at Gannon University. A great political week for us. And week 3, we actually turned back to politics as well.
Right. And big names. I mean, it's so impressive. You look at your list and you think, wow, can it get any bigger? And it does. So tell us about week 3.
Well, one of the things we like to do, Jill, is every year we try to challenge ourselves to rise further to the occasion. And we look to build the summit to be something that Erie looks forward to each year. And so we never want to let our audiences down. And so we look to outdo ourselves every year. And it becomes easier and easier to do because the deeper network we have with the folks that we communicate with, they're always offering up names and suggestions. And we really find that the speakers really enjoy coming to Erie, Pennsylvania because they get a chance to really connect with real America. And that's not to say that folks in bigger metropolitan areas aren't real America, but
they tend to get a little isolated.
They can be.
It's safe to say. I mean, I think too, they kind of get in their region and they forget that there's a country in between.
You can talk about the Beltway bubble all the time.
Right.
We're not the Beltway bubble, and you can see the attention being paid to Erie and how people are focusing on that, in particular with the election, which is apropos for the first event of week 3, where we take a look at the road to the White House 2020, the president and the Democratic candidates. And for that, so excited to bring back, as always, Steve Scully from C-SPAN, senior executive producer there, chairman of the Global Summit for the Jefferson. And he's in dialogue with 3 outstanding politicos, great journalists. We've got Karen Tumulty, who's a columnist, nationally syndicated columnist for the Washington Post. We have Mary Catherine Ham, who's a contributor to CNN. And we have Lexi McCammon, who's having a meteoric rise at Axios, an online publication that focuses on pushing out information as quickly as possible, just the facts. So excited there because we cover really the great spectrum of political ideology. Mary Catherine Ham's a conservative, Karen Tumulty's a liberal, Lexi McCammon's more down the middle. And so to see what they're going to have to say about the 2020 race is going to be a fascinating opportunity for Erie. We are so close to being sold out for that event, so encourage people to get tickets as early as possible. You can do that by going to the Jefferson, 3207 State Street. You can also do that by giving us a call at 814-459-8000 or visiting our website, jeserie.org.
And if any of these interest you, which there is something for everyone, buy those tickets now because like a lot of them for this week in particular are on the verge.
Right, they're so close, and they're only $35 a piece for a general admission ticket. Often some of these events in bigger cities, it'd be $150 a ticket. Thanks to our sponsors, we've been able to keep the prices so low for that. So we're grateful for them. And 2, people can still save on by getting discounted tickets by joining the Jefferson as a member. Don't have to be a member to come to the Jefferson, but it does get you discounted tickets to the Global Summit.
Right, and then so the second night of week 3, someone who I was telling you too, I heard him speak at Law Day a couple of years ago, and he's a great speaker.
Right, this is one of my favorites. I try not to pick favorites because I think like...
But you just did.
I just did. It's like asking somebody to say, who's your favorite kid? But this is one I'm really personally excited for because I listen to Michael Smerconish almost every day on Sirius XM. He's got a great daily show Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, and then he's on CNN on Saturday mornings, early there at 9 o'clock. Just a great speaker, has a tremendous book out, American Life in Columns, and that's what he'll be presenting on. What he's done, Jill, is he's taken what he sees to be 100 of his most important, best, or influential columns throughout his decades-long career now as a columnist, and he prints them with reflections on them, how he's changed, how he's updated opinions. It's a really great conversation, and so really looking forward to that. Steve Scully is going to be there moderating the conversation with Michael Smerconish. So glad to have a Pennsylvania native back, from the Philadelphia area. So we are very much looking forward to that.
And then
Next up, we've got Edna Green Medford, one of the nation's leading historians when it comes to African American history, and in particular, President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's never out of the American zeitgeist. We're always thinking about President Lincoln, and we're always curious about what Lincoln would think of now and how Lincoln would react now. No better than Edna Green Medford at Howard University. So she's going to be up talking about that. We're really excited to bring her. That program is going to be at the Jefferson. The media panel and Michael Smerconish are going to be down at Gannon University. So we're excited for those. We return back to our home base at the Jefferson to welcome Edna Green Medford. So an exciting conversation, a look at American history at its finest.
And then Susan Page.
We're bringing in Susan Page. She is a household name as the Washington bureau chief for USA Today, but now most notably for her book, best-selling New York Times book, Matriarch, Barbara Bush and the Making of an American Dynasty. And so she was with First Lady Bush up until when she passed away, working on a biography of her, and so it's a tremendously impactful read. She's going to be here talking about that. Books will be available at that event, and Susan Page will be there signing those. Rewind back to Michael Smerconish. We'll have books for that event too. I know I mentioned the books, but we're going to have a book signing for him as well.
Safe to say, if someone has a book, it's going to be there.
If somebody has a book, it's going to be there unless it's been sold out or out of print.
Exactly.
So we're excited for that.
And then finally, a big name you're wrapping up with.
Right, a big Erie name. Welcome back, Eleanor Smeal. Welcome home, Eleanor Smeal. A proud, strong Vincent graduate. Someone who's had such a tremendous impact in the American feminist movement. A 3-term president for the National Organization for Women. A co-founder for the Feminist Majority Foundation. She's done so much good work. We like to close our summit out every year by celebrating people who have had great accomplishments here in Erie and had an impact here, but also who have had an impact on a national scale. And certainly Eleanor Smeal has done that, and she is very deserving of the Thomas B. Hagen Dignitas Award. And that's something that we will give to her before her event. Looking forward to talking about a lifetime of achievements, what she's done, and really where we are now with the feminist movement compared to when she began and where she sees we're going to in the future.
Well, like you said, so personal too, since she's from here. And that event, where is that one?
So that one we actually just had to move. We were going to announce we sold it out at the Jefferson, but because we know that we're still a ways away from Friday, November 15th, we were fortunate. We've got good friends at Collegiate Academy, so we called those folks, and a big thanks to the dean there for welcoming us back. We had to do that one time last year with one of the events that sold out. So we are going to be at Collegiate Academy for that event, so very much looking forward to it.
And again, where can people get tickets if any of these interest?
Sure, Jill, they can stop by the Jefferson. We're at 3207 State Street. They can call us at 814-459-8000, or they can go online at jeserie.org.
Ben Spagan, Vice President of the Jefferson Educational Society. Thank you so much for joining us and all the work you all do.
Thank you so much, Jill. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us on This Week in Erie.